Hello and welcome to the Tech Lounge. In this Tech Lounge, I'd like to take you through Microsoft Office Sway. So in order to get to Microsoft Office Sway, you'll have to go into your Microsoft Office 365 account. So I have a quick link here to Office 365 in my favorites bar, but you can just type into Google Office 365, select that, and then it will ask you to sign in. So using your Education Department email address and password, sign in, and then it will bring you to this main page. Now on this main page, we have our applications available to us through the Education Department. And the one that we're looking at today is Sway. So I'm going to click on Sway. I'm going to close my old one here. And it will open up our main dashboard for Sway. Now, on our main dashboard for Sway, there's lots here to take in, but I'm just going to keep to the basics for now, just for this video to introduce you to Sway. So we've got some interesting stuff happening here, but let me explain what Sway is before we go into this. Sway essentially is an easy and a quick way to make a web page for presentation purposes. So it's great for assignment projects, or it's great for recording a blog of things that have been going on throughout the year. There's several things you can use it for. So as an example, I'll show you some of the stuff that I have. So if I go to viewed, I'll have some stuff that was used in my class. So this one here is in my health class, where I had a few students create the effects of drugs, and they were using Sway to present this. So as you can tell, Sway is really an effective presentation tool. And here we have a moving background, and it explains the effects of drugs. Now, just like on a web page, as I scroll down, you get information on drugs, and it all moves in from left to right, and images appear, and you can add video and text, and this is obviously going through the details of that. And it's a really nice way and effective way of presenting things. You can even add video and voiceovers, as you talk through the web page if you like. So there's lots of possibilities there. But if I go back, I can also show you another way of using Sway. Although there's plenty of more ways, I'll just show you two of the ways I've used it in class. So let's have a look at this. This is the Arduino project we were working on in ICT. Now, what we had to do here was they were working with these micro-bit computers, and the problem was once they completed their project and they were working at their own speed, they had to take it all apart again and then start a new project, so they could progress at their own level. Thing is, they needed to record that somehow. So I thought this was an effective way to record a blog diary of exactly what you were doing in class. So this is them working on their project. This one scrolls from left to right. There's some video here and the different projects they set up and started to use in class. So again, just different ways of using Sway. Very effective ways too. So now you've got an idea of what Sway is and how you can use it in the classroom. How do you get started? Well, there's three main ways to get started. The first, and the one I'm going to take you through today, is this one here, create new. So you just left click once on that and you'll create new, but we'll go into that in a moment. The next is start from a document. So what you can actually do is upload a previous document, PowerPoint, Word presentation, whatever that might be, and it will try its best to kind of create it into some kind of web page. Now you can modify it and change things. So it's a great way of getting content up there without you having to do it from scratch. Or another method is using some of the preset templates they have in place. You can scroll through them and use some templates there and get started via that means. But for this purpose of this tutorial, just to get the basics underway, I'm going to show you on how to create a new Sway. So I'm going to left click once here, create new. What will happen is now I'll open up this dashboard, so to speak, and here's this rectangle. I'm going to probably refer to these rectangles as tiles from now on. So this tile is our title tile. That's the one that starts you off with. And I'm going to click in this empty space here. I'm going to call it nature. Okay, so I'm looking at nature, and it's what it's all about in this case. Now, the next thing I can do is I can then add a background. So I'm going to click on this area that's highlighted, background, and this bar over here brings up some backgrounds. Now it's very context aware, meaning that anything you type in, it will try and take those words and give you some suggestions. So here we have some suggestions that might come in use for my particular topic. And the first up is nature. I can actually search for things as well, but it will search using Bing to find anything of use for my particular topic. So I'm going to click on this one, seeing as I am looking at nature, and it's got some nature-esque pictures. So I'm going to say, yep, I like the look of this one. I think that's appropriate. So I left click once, and then I go up here to add, click once, and then it adds the background to my web page or Sway document. But as you can tell, you can do more. You can look at videos and left click once there, or you can look at all and it'll bring up more images and more videos. But the other thing you can do is you can also go up to here where it says suggested, and now it's highlighted grey. I can left click once there, and there's some other areas where I can get images and videos from. So I've got YouTube and OneDrive, but I've also got my device. So if I left click once on my device, I can go into anything here and look at any files or anything I have on my own computer to start putting that on there too. So I'm just going to cancel that for me because I don't want to do that. And that's the basics of getting that started. Now if I click on this little X up here in the top right corner, it'll get rid of that bar and it brings me back to the main focus area. I want to draw your attention to the top left corner here. Here we have storyline and design. So right now we're working on the storyline. That's everything that's going to be in our web page. And in a moment, I'll take you to design. But before we go to that design, I want to take you to one other major important feature of Sway. There's this little plus symbol in the bottom left-hand corner of our tile. If I want to start then adding more content, that's where I click next. So I'm going to click plus. And here it gives us some immediate suggestions. I can add another heading, I can add text, image, something from my device, and these three dots are more options. And here it'll bring up more options. Now earlier I called them tiles and I said I've forgotten the name, but as you can tell they're actually referred to as cards. So I'm going to start calling them cards. So here we have more cards available to us. You can embed another link, you can embed audio, video, another image, there's different styles, you have something that compares things, a slideshow, a grid, lots of options. I'll let you discover those for yourself. Let's take a look at, say, a video. So I'm going to select video, and now we can add text to our video, and then if we click on the image here that says add a video, it will bring up a new bar, and here we have some videos relating to nature. So let's take this stream, for example. I left click once and then I click on here to add. And now we have this video of a stream in our Sway document. I'm going to click on this X again, just so it gives me more of a view. So you can see where this is going and how it's working. But also you'll notice some other things. Here is our text. So we've added our video, but here is our text. Here in our text, you can have stuff like emphasize, so it makes your text stand out in this particular case. Accents, so what kind of variations you can add to your text, italics, etc. Bullet points, numbering, and a link. You can make it larger, smaller, emphasize this particular slide or this particular part of the web page as opposed to others. So for example, if I click on this one, it'll emphasize this tile or this card rather, more so than the others. So this gives you a basics of how to add content. Now if I look at design and left click once, we can tell this is our beginnings of our web page. See, very simple and structured. So we've got our nature and our title with a backdrop, and then we've got our video. Now, here it's automatically directing me to what I can do next. So it says, bring your Sway to life with colors, textures, and fonts. So now we can click on styles here in the top right corner, and we can add a horizontal style like you saw earlier with one of my classes. You've got slides, so it's more PowerPoint-esque, I guess. And you've got vertical, which is your typical kind of web page scrolling through. You can customize the graphics, how it looks, colors, fonts, size, etc. And if I scroll down some more, it gives me some presets, and I can just use all those up. And if you noticed here, you've got remix. And what it does is Sway, using its AI, will try and configure something for you. So I'm going to click Remix. And now it's made its own little thing for me, and this is what it would look like due to Remix. So last thing, if you want to quickly preview your Sway, I can click Play. And this is how it would look to the person I send it to. See, so it's worked it all out for me. This goes from left to right like a presentation. But again, you can then click on the pencil and start editing things again. Okay, it's all up to you. There's lots to go through, and I will be making more tech lounges on this, but hopefully this will be enough to get you started. One last thing though is the how to use this and share it with others. So you'll notice here in the top right corner there is share. If I left click on that once, you can share a link, you can send it to specific people, anyone can access it with a link. There's lots of options here available too, and I'll let you mess around it as well. As I said though, there will be more tech talks, or tech lounges rather, on this in the future. So make sure to keep an eye out for those on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.